Alright, hello. Good afternoon, not good evening for once. Feels very weird to be streaming on a Tuesday just after the Bushy Road streams. Yeah, there's light coming through my window, it's still light out, we're not used to this. But yeah, so Sunday I was out basically celebrating after work because I'm on holiday for 2 weeks for Manchester. Well, for BSF, so I think I've told many people this already, but for those of you who don't know, obviously to go to BSF, I need a Friday off, the Friday before, and the Monday after off of work. And because of various factors out of my control, I wasn't able to book just those days, and I needed to take the whole 2 weeks. So I have from the Sunday just passed through to the Saturday after Manchester, all in one big chunk of holiday. So yeah, just casually sitting around doing nothing. So that's why I was celebrating. And then yesterday, just as I was getting ready to stream, my friend messaged me like, "Hey, my cases of set 9 finally arrived. Like, come get your stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" So I thought it was gonna be a quick go there, get my stuff, come back. And then while I'm there, he's like, "Oh yeah, you wanna come locals?" And I was like, and for the record, so let me pull up a quick Google Maps of the London area, just so you guys see what we're talking about here. It's very zoomed out, but bear with me. So this is central London, more or less. So my locals, my 3 locals, are all like within this little I don't know how will you zoom that? They're all within this little cluster here. Let me actually expand my thing a bit more. Okay, so stop zooming in on that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this within this small ring. Oh, and one of them is all the way out here, but the majority of my locals are within this little ring here, right? And I live around here, in this little ballpark. The friend who's I'm case splitting with, he lives all the way out down here. And the locals that we were going to was all the way out, where is it? It's down here basically, super far out. Somewhere so yeah, I went all the way out here and he's like, "Hey, let's go to locals." I'm like, "Alright then." The next thing I know, we're driving down to super far away. But yeah, it was a pretty chill locals. Shout out, I'm gonna give him a shout out on stream because yeah, all the way down here. Oh my goodness, super far. So yeah, it's literally twice as far from my house to get to here as it is from my house to get to regular locals. But it was fun. We had 8 people. I broke my 3-week streak of playing nothing but Liskefell. And maybe most importantly, I made a decision that I'll probably regret. If anyone has 2 more, I think I'm committed. But yeah, so that's why there's been no stream the last few days, and I'm finally getting around to it tonight. And I was like, "Oh, I'll just do it 8 PM tonight." And I was like, "Wait a minute, I've got Hololive locals tonight." So yeah, Max Racing Messiah, no, because I don't have the rest of them in high rare, and I don't know if I really want 20 SPs is... I mean, if I can get them for cheap and people don't want them, yeah, I'll take them. I like the band. Of Bang Dream, it's probably my second favorite band in Bang Dream, behind Afterglow. But yeah, so that's why there's been no stream the last few days. However, we're here now, so let's quickly run through it. I don't know if we're going to review any games on stream, because I have to go to Hololive locals in about an hour, and I still haven't eaten. I've only just come out of the shower. So, anyway. Yeah, there are a few games in Week 11 that weren't played, or... Did I get the result for Nobanax? I don't think so. Let me have a look in the Discord. I do not have the result for Remain Nobanax, but it also kind of doesn't matter because it wouldn't have changed this. And the other games I didn't get a result for also didn't really matter. Like, the only game that mattered is, were these three, the ones that we highlighted. And this is kind of like, I did think that this might happen. This is like the one downside I saw towards doing this structure of VPL, is that you would get to a point where like the gap would be so big that it's basically insurmountable, as we can see in Flight 2. There are some ideas I want to try for the next season, but I need to like write them down and figure it all out and go from there. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I think at the end of it we said that DMD needed to win, which they unfortunately did not, which meant that AA were basically uncontested for top 8. So even though they tied, Forge Freaks also did not get the clean 8-0 sweep. So yeah, April's Analyst is through to the top 8. We've already had some games played in top 8. Oh, let me shift this across. Yeah, so we have WCC Light versus Morgan's High Rollers, Team Base Rarity versus Purgatory Knights, International Society of Seekers versus the Dual Bots, and April's Analyst versus Terror Poison Piplup. Now, originally, I did say on stream last week that I was going to have first seed of each flight play against each other, fourth seed of each flight play against each other. This way, this would maximize like number of people playing cross-flight. But a lot of people said like, oh, shouldn't you fold like 1 to 4, 2 and 3 like you do on normal cuts? And at first, I wasn't sure about that because it made it for a really weird folding. Like, let me see if I can describe it. It works visually in my head. I don't know how to describe it with just words. But basically, for one and like, the idea is that the first seed of each flight, it should be impossible for them to meet until the finals, is the crux of the argument. And for me to make that work, 1v4 AB and then 1v4 AB have to appear on different sides of the bracket. So you'll see here that, so WCCL are first place of Flight 1, and then Morgan's High Rollers are the 4th place of Flight 2. But then, on the same side of their bracket, you've got ISS versus DB, who are respectively 3rd and 2nd of that flight. So no matter what, on the same side of that, of that 4-man bracket, of that 4-team bracket, it's going to be like 1-4 versus 2-3, rather than 1-4 versus 1-4, which is, to me, like... So, in my mind, the cross-flight pairing should take precedence over the top 4 pairing, but then if we do it the other way around, it makes it imbalanced, if that makes sense. It's really hard to explain, and I appreciate that the final result that we have is not the most elegant thing in the world, but, it works. That's what matters. But yeah, TBR off to a really strong lead, 2-0 up already going into this week, but anything can happen. Like, these are the teams that made Top Cut for a reason. They are, they're doing what they're doing for a reason. They're here, so don't count them out just yet. There's a lot to play for. So that's the reviews. Let's move on to the community awards. What am I doing? I'm improvising because I haven't planned this. Yeah, so first of all, massive shout out to one of the VPL's many sponsors this time around, Kanzen Cards. Oh, this is new. I didn't see this one get added. Holy moly. Damn, that looks good. That looks good. But yeah, so Kanzen Cards have very generously agreed to give out 5 playmats, which I'm distributing to the community based on community awards. You don't have to pick one of these 3. I think the way I've agreed it with Kanzen is that, as they add more to the shop, you'll be able to like redeem it later on. You just won't be able to like request a custom. I think that's the argument. I mean, if you do ask them like, hey, are you ever going to do one of this? And they do one, then yeah, that'll be great, but there's no guarantee. I should probably ask how we're gonna do this. should I give you their usernames or collect their emails? Or how else do you want to do this? However, but not only are they giving away 5 playouts to the winner, I can finally also announce that they'll be doing a discount code for anyone who's played in the VPL. So, is there a way for me to put this on the screen real quick? Let me try. Text element? Text element? Yeah, there we go. New source. And discount. Oh. OBS does not like what's happening. There we go. And then I just change the font of that. Make that a little bit bigger. Change the color to my signature yellow. There we go. So, oh, too big. Well, alright, so I'm going to put that in the corner there. So for anyone who is not about to win a community award, if you did still want one of these playmats, then feel free to use the code VPL Season 2 on the Kanzen Cards website for a 10% discount. So thank you once again to Nobanax for supporting the community and helping out. This is a very cool initiative. Let me put this somewhere that the thing isn't going to blow it out of the everything. Let me move dual spec down a little bit. Make that a little bit smaller. And actually, I'll put it next to Kanzen's thing. So move that up and put that there. Yeah, that's not... It's a little bit busy down there, but it'll work for now. So, as I said, the community awards. I wish I'd prepared some graphics for this. I should have prepared some graphics for this. But I have it written down. So, obviously, because there's a few other awards for making top cut, so I've got... Let me start by announcing the 5 awards. So we've got the MVP award, which is just for all around, like really good win rate, really positive contributions to the team, like helping everyone else get better, not just winning all their games. Obviously, winning all their games is a big factor, but MVP means all around someone who was like critical in every single way to their team's success. This award I am making available to top 8 players for obvious reasons, which means that this one won't get announced until the very end of the season, because it's most likely going to be someone from the winning team earning that. However, I do already have a few candidates in mind for that, so we'll do the other 4 today. So then we've got Best Captain, Best Chef, which is whoever came up with the greatest deck list and committed to them. We've got what I call the Mood Maker, so someone who's not necessarily the best player, but was really active in their team, really active in the community, just bringing like really positive vibes and virtues, and just exemplifying the community aspect of the event, which is what I was looking for. And then lastly, the 5th and final prize I'm doing is what's called the Wooden Spoon. So for anyone who's not British, the Wooden Spoon is like a joke prize that we give to anyone who comes last in our race. But I didn't want to just highlight the worst performing player. So to me, Wooden Spoon means someone who did very, very poorly, but again, similar to Mood Maker, really exemplified like that team community spirit, and again, was like really positive to be around, and was just an overall good influence within their team, despite how poorly they did. So you can think there's like MVP performance, Mood Maker performance, or Wooden Spoon performance. So without further ado, the winner of the Best Captain Award is going to be Curly of Star Killer Rogues. Like literally from day one, like this guy was organizing team meetings, they were sharing deck lists, everyone was talking like, let's practice, let's get this, let's get that. They were just really, really on it. And also, there were only 2 like inter-team scrims organized throughout the event, and the Star Killer Rogues were part of both. Like, the fact that he went out of his way to, like, you know, get his team players into this thing and then excited to play in them, I think was really, really cool. And it's an overall really positive attitude. Like, I've always also respected Curly as a content creator as well. And yeah, to me, like, this is, I think this is just really, really well deserved. I will also give an honorable shout out to April. She came in a really close contention for this award. And ultimately, like, the factor that broke it all was the fact that she's in top 8 and he's not. Like, that's it. It was really close though. I was umming and ahhing for like the last 3 weeks about this. So congrats to Curly for the Best Captain Award. And then for Best Chef, if you look, like, there were a lot of really interesting things coming out. Like, you know, we had Vermilion Geese. We had Megalinozuchi Loop. Shout out to Nick, who's one of my locals. But I think there's no argument that the Best Chef Award has to go to Gwen of Declare's Rebirths. Like, Leather Magnolia Mask, Rebirth combo. Like, sure, he did spam nothing but Brig Force for premium. But again, it's just like, there's so much going on there. Like, and like, you know, he's the one who's known for like budget and crazy deck lists. And yeah, I'm just really awesome. Like, it was really cool to see, you know, like, after a certain point, Gwen was just like, you know what? Whatever, let's go. It's so great. And yeah, no, Nick also came in a really close second. I think, like, as much as I really wanted Nick to win as well, but you and I both know, April, that if you look through result submission, if you look through channel search in result submissions, mentions Nicholas Who, there's a lot of Shoujo Doji in there, there's Highlander in there. Like, sure, there's Megalinozuchi Loop, there's Daihozan, but we both know that Nick is capable of so much more. We know that Nick is capable of so much more. So yeah, shout out to Gwen. Once Nobanax and I figure out how we want to do this award, like, I don't know if he just wants to go through the usernames and reach out to them, or if he wants me to collect their details and give them to him, but we'll figure something out. But yeah, the next award I have is the Mood Maker. And this one is going to Mythic Moonwort, also known as Asta, who I got confused with a few times during the first few weeks. So yeah, Mythic Moonwort of the Forge Freaks. This one was a bit more subjective. It was harder to, like, come up with a metric for it, but I will say this. The majority of teams in the VPL server, like, if I control F their team chats, have between 1,000 to 5,000 messages, which over the course of, like, you know, 2 or 3 months is pretty good. It's quite a lot. The Forge Freaks came in second place with 11,000 messages in their team chat, and a lot of it was indeed horse garbage, Pokemon garbage. Like, it was a lot of silliness, but to me, that's really on brand, and, like, everyone on that team just vibes with that sort of, I don't want to say brain rot, but it's really close to brain rot. And the reason especially Mythic Moonwort in that team gets the award is because the number of times that, you know, Toya wasn't around and she was like, alright, I'll step up, I've got it, you know, here's the info you need, arrange the players, figure out rosters, was pretty good. But the thing that put Mythic Moonwort over the top was, without question, let me find it, has image. Sort by old. So, horse racing test, I would consider to be an incredible piece of media, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. One of the third message posted in this team. Great gif, but not from Mythic Moonwort, but from, you know, Sapphire Spade, who again is also part of that running. However, them, my apologies, I didn't know. However, something that Mythic Moonwort did post, are you ready for this? The unofficial Forge Freaks mascot. And it gets better. Because obviously, we combined these two images. Obviously, we combined these two images. Let me find it. Here we go. That's art. I don't know what even to tell you. That's art. This belongs in, like, you know, the Louvre next to the Mona Lisa, without question. And yeah, like, they've sent more messages in their team chat than some teams have sent chats altogether. So to me, like, you know, and again, like, if you look throughout the season as well, obviously the standings won't show historic standings, but Forge Freaks have always, like, you know, floated around that middle point, like, barely in top 8 contention on a hope and a dream, but not quite there. And I think, like, the fact they were able to, you know, like, pull up some wins out of nowhere and, you know, just really keep going despite all, you know, the early losses, I put down to them. So yeah, congratulations to them. And finally, last but most certainly not least, the wooden spoon. The player with... There are several players on 0x. Let's not kid ourselves here. However, to me, the one person who was the best sport about it all, who could just take all those losses on the chin, keep going, you know, willing to be the clown that makes everybody else smile, it has to be Necroback, who is part of Starsgate. Let me... Where's... Hello? Where is their team thing? Yeah. So 2-7 is not the worst record, but it was like some of their losses were physically painful. That's what I'll say. Crashed out? I mean, yes, I did see your very final crash out, but other people have also crashed out quite a lot. But the thing is, you crashed out, but were willing to get up again. That's, to me, like... And also, in general, like, you came really close to getting the Moodmaker award as well. And yeah, like, as Lucia says, crashing out is part of the journey, exactly. But like, overall, I just got the impression that, especially again, within like this... So, I did say that Forge Freaks had the second highest amount of team chats. Starsgate were number 1 with 18k. And again, a large majority of that was down to Necroback. So, just being a good sport about it, you know, just like... And not just... I don't mean being a good sport about the losses, you know, being a good sport about the event, you know, like, just having fun with people. This is what we're here for. So yeah, like, I think all of you guys just really, really captured the essence and the spirit of what VPL is trying to achieve. So yeah, just massive thanks to everyone for that. And yeah, once I figure out with Nobanax how we're going to do the prizing, we'll figure it out. But those are the community awards for now. And I guess since we're here, I will also announce the other sponsor reward. So, Dual Spec have also are also doing discount codes for anyone who took part. Let me find that. Let me try and find the thing. We haven't organized that yet. They have not restocked. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. Did he? I don't think so. Yeah, no, so Will is going to be offering everybody, all participants, a one-time 5% off coupon on the Dual Spec website. And trust me, his, like, Dual Spec sleeves are great. The only thing I will say is that shipping to the UK is a bit of a pain. Well, I guess shipping outside of the UK is a pain. Especially if you're buying something heavy like the die set. But bro, the die set is premium. Like, premium. Like, just browse his website. That's all I'll say. But yeah, Will's a really cool guy. So thanks to him as well. He hasn't sorted that code yet. So we are going to figure it out. Yeah, let me know that participant code whenever. But yeah, we will figure something out. But yeah, so everybody's gonna get a 5% discount code. And then there's going to be an additional 10% for winning team as well, which is going to be really cool. But yeah, we are currently completely sold out. And if you don't, no, 5% is not enough, you want to get more. As you can see, 50 Cards is also affiliated with Dual Spec, and 50 Cards is also sponsoring this event. So for any teams who win 50 Cards, like, store credit from like top 4, you can also use it on Dual Spec materials. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, shout out to Will. So that is the community prizing. So again, the top prizing are the store credit at 50 Cards, and then additional first place will get another 10% off at Dual Spec's website. He's gonna restock soon. He'll let me know when that's sorted, and then we'll get that all organized. No worries. But yeah, that is it for now. That's it for the prizing. That's it for top 8. We do have a little bit of time. Like, I was expecting the stream to go on for an hour, but I'm also starving. So we will not be doing any games reviews. However, on Wednesday night, so tomorrow night, we might still do a review if people really want to see it. You have to watch last ever Dark Sphere game. Alright, tomorrow night, week 11 actual review, I guess. Actually, no. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna save it all for Saturday, Sunday night. I need someone to bring a laptop with them to Manchester, and we're going to do a live in-person stream. I will literally just sit there holding my phone in front of me like this. And if people want to join me for that, and we'll have a laptop showing the games, but we will do live in-person Manchester VPL stream recaps of week 11 and top 8. That's what we're gonna do. I don't know how we're gonna how I'm gonna do pairings and rosters then, but we'll figure something out. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Community stream at Manchester. I'm promising it right now. How it's gonna happen, I don't know. But we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something. But yes, that is gonna be it for the current, regular season of VPL. Once again, thank you to everyone who took part. Thank you to all my captains. And I just hope everyone really enjoyed themselves. A lot of really great games, a lot of cool community, coming together. 24 teams. I definitely bit off more than I can chew. I'll be honest, I don't think this VPL went as well as last year. I'll straight up say that. There were a lot of growing pains that I wasn't ready for. There were a lot of other issues that I just didn't think I was equipped to handle at the time, and there were a lot of things that I could have done better just in general. But everyone's feedback is really welcome. I will be doing a full proper reflections recap thing at the very end of after the finals, and I will be asking for everyone's feedback and comments. And I've already got a laundry list of things that need to be changed and improved for next year. But yes, we will do nothing else, all things being the same, I will do one next year. I think I will make this a yearly recurring thing until Vanguard end of service, basically. And yeah, there's gonna be so much to go over, and I look forward to reading everyone's feedback and actioning everyone's feedback going into the next season. One idea that I was throwing around at the beginning of this season that we just ended up not doing, but we might do next year, are group stages. So my original idea was to do, it would if we were to get to 32 teams, which we didn't this year, but if we did, was to figure out a way to do 8 pools of 4 teams and then split them into a winners and losers bracket. However, without question, my number one priority for next year, is just getting more staff. Just getting more people to help me, watch what the players, watch what the people are saying, and all these sorts of bits, and just keep a general good lid on the server, which, if we're gonna expand, I'm gonna need, so yeah. But we're looking we're looking at next year. We're still figuring it all out, but for now we'll call it there. And I'll just say thank you to everyone so much. Look forward to off-season tournaments happening in the server over the next few months. But until then, I'll see some of you at Manchester, and I'll see all of you in the server over the next few weeks. Once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone for just having faith in me and putting up with everything we did. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your day, week, afternoon, evening, whatever. I'll see you all very soon. Good night.